Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, 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 bam, yai, da, 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 bim, bam, bim, 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 bam, bim.
Shabbat, everyone. For those of you who know that this evening is one of our CAYA Come As You Are services, which includes a little bit of meditation within as we welcome Shabbat together. And we're in the sanctuary, and so we've got our prayer books in here. So every once in a while, we might call out the prayer book numbers if you want to follow along, but the idea is that you don't have to if you don't want to, that you can soak in the moment, the sound of cantor strumming on the guitar, sounds of our prayers, of our blessings, and if you want to join in, you can, and if you want to just relax and soak it in, you can do that as well. I was reading in preparation as the last Shabbat of 5783, different articles to get ready for the high holidays, for Rosh Hashanah, which would begin on Friday night. And I came across one that was, I think, particularly interesting and applicable to this evening. Gave a number of different ideas or instructions of different things that we could do to get the most out of the high holidays. Service this evening, let's take a moment to do just that. Service this evening, let's take a moment to do just that. To sit back, to relax, and to just be. If you want to close your eyes, look within, feel free to do that. Focus on the sounds around you. Focus on your breath. As you breathe in, slowly inhaling God's gift to us. Try to slow your breath down just a little bit.
Av harachman, Av harachman, Meshoch avdecha el ritzon. Yarutz avdecha כמו אייל ישתחווה אל דרכך ידיד נפש אב הרחמן אב harachman, Av harachman, Av harachman.
As we welcome Shabbat, we rise together for our call to worship, for the words of the Baruch Hu, and for those who would like to follow along using our prayer book, it can be found on page 20 of our prayer books.
Laila, la, laila, laila, laila. Laila, la, laila, laila, laila. Laila, laila, laila. Yaila, laila, laila. Laila, la, laila, laila, laila. Laila, teach us how to live. Fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Israel Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu B'beitecha u'b'lechtecha b'derech u'shochbecha ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
As Rabbi mentioned, as we open Torah, we have in this parsha all these laws and regulations as we conclude the reading of Torah on the cycle of our year. And there's one phrase in there, aware in this moment, to say we don't always understand everything. And that's okay in the midst of it as well. That some is beyond our comprehension, maybe even. And for some, one of the greatest rabbis of all, Maimonides, 1,000 years ago, that was God, the supreme intellect, the idea of the unknowable that only knows itself, that we don't understand. Every night, traditionally, we say, we sing, we articulate words of Hashkivenu, traditionally, as a part of our prayers. Maybe that unknowing nature of life is the reason why the prayer can help us in the midst of that as well. That we can say, Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom, Ha'midenu Malkeinu L'chaim, Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha. Let us lie down in peace. God, permit us to wake up in the security of knowing we're safe and loved. Because we don't understand, or we cannot make sense of so much that's in our world, yet at the same time, we can appreciate the blessings that are here with us right now. The soft voice of a child, blessings of memory that are part of us that we carry.
Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our Me'atav olam, Me'atav olam, Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom, Ve'amitenu Malkeinu L'Chaim. Ufros Aleinu Sukat
that we humanity don't. And then we move a few verses later and we find, after all these laws, God says to the people of Israel through Moses, Ki hamitzvah hazot asher anochi mitzvah hayom, that look, this mitzvah, these commandments, aren't so baffling that you can't understand them. They're not in the heavens that you can't reach them and attain them and fulfill them. They're not in the depths of the sea, but they're right here to be on your lips and your mouths and in your heart for you, la'asoto, to do them, to fulfill them. And in reading these verses next to each other, it's sort of this strange reality, dichotomy of, well, are they secrets that we can't figure them out and they're secrets only for God, or is it right there in front of us that we know what to do? And that's the other challenge. Because we live our lives, and there are days we think we know what we're doing, and we do things so well, and there are other days where it's sort of confusing, and things strike us as difficult and challenging. And it doesn't make sense. And, you know, what I love in our tradition is that recognition of who we are and humanity and what we try to figure out. And that's why we create routine in life. That's why we do things as part of our own ritual, that it gives us a strength in knowing what we can expect. And our prayers are set up the same way too. That when we aren't sure what is next in life, we know we come to services, certain prayers will always be there. The rubric of our prayers. And that repetition is to lift us up to maybe figuring things out in our own lives, in our own tradition, and maybe helping delve into the mysteries and saying, I don't understand, and that's okay as well. And so, as we each in our own ways wrestle with that, we prepare for the central prayers of worship, the Amidah. And as we take a moment of silent meditation, just thinking within, maybe listening to Cantor's voice and Cantor's prayers, we're reminded of those words. And they lift us up, and they figure us out in our own way to carry us so that we know in our own way we will be okay as well. And we'll have that as our ritual. We'll have that as what brings us strength in that difficult times of the unknown. And in the midst of it, we stay together as a community as well. So we take these moments of meditation, and the conclusion of which we say, Yehiyu l'ratzon, may the words of my mouth, the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, God, my rock and my redeemer. rise together for the Amidah, if we're so able, in our central prayers of worship.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehila imahot umevi geula livnei v'neihem leman shemo b'yahava melech ozer u'moshiach u'magen Baruch ata Adonai Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah Ata Gibor Leolam Adonai Mechaye HaKol Ata Rav Lehoshia Morid Hatal Mechakel Chaim Bechesed Mechaye HaKol Barachamim Rabim סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדום מלך מלך ממית ומחיה
For thousands of years, and it continued to give us and our loved ones that strength as well. Yishberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yakov v'imotenu Sarah Rivka Leah v'Rachel Hu Yivarech et Acholim. Merciful God, who blessed our ancestors, send your blessings to our loved ones who are stricken with illness or anxiety. To Alyssa Ayudo, Amy Drysdale Atler, Shoshana Batmalka, Suzanne Becker, Fran Bernstein, Suzanne Bernstein, Leila Shira, Gail Mintz, Lev Herschel Ben Batami, Razel Bat Leah Miriam, Tzemach Ben Ruth Viv Betzalel, Eileen Porcelli, Rachel Mibeit Chaim Vachava, Marcy Fisher Reiners, Bruce Rubin, the St. Amand family, Stephen Siegel, Bernard Sklar, Paula Slamovitz, Jerry Starnes, Jerry Steinberg, Guy Stern, Susanna Stern, Len Turman, Karen Thompson, Barbara Weinstein, Harith Zapata, as well as all the names in our hearts. May God grant them a refuah shlema, a complete healing of mind, of body, and of spirit.
May the source of strength
is our people's memory the best that life has to offer. For is our people's memory the best that life has to offer. This time in our prayers, our thoughts turn to those taken from our midst in this past week and month, whose Shoshim we mark, friends and family of our congregation: Eve Rader, Carol Fruman, Stephen Friedman, Alan Saltzman, Eileen Millstone, Ruth Kirschbaum, Devon Cunningham. And linking their names with names as your sites we mark on the Shabbat, those anniversary of passing we lovingly commemorate: Rose Adler and Terry Alpert, Herm Bennett, Sylvia Barish, Ruth Terabello Blackman, Jason Botson, Jean Burke, Donald Carmian, Sharon Cohen, Marcy Cleef Dickinson, Ken Friedman, Jules Gales, Mickey Gray, Robert Elliott Heller, Saul Horn, Sarah Levy, H. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mavarach Alamo Maya Yit Barach Vishtabach Vit Paar Vit Raman Vit Nase Vinadar Vinalev Vinalal Shemei Kudashat Berechu Lela Min Kol Birchata Vashirata Tush Bachata Venechamata Daram Biama Vimru Amen. Yehi Shlomo Rabba Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'Ramav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. The source of peace, and peace to those who mourn, comfort to those who are bereaved here and everywhere. And let us all say,
Oseh Shalom B'Ramav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'Ramav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'imru Amen.
those here in person, for those online, the 120 of us who are here in person wanted a foretaste of the holidays, because 1 week from tonight, of course, we'll gather together for Rosh Hashanah services on Friday night at 8 p.m. What's nice, for those who aren't aware of a custom, the last Shabbat before the new year, we have a tradition called Slichot, which will be tomorrow night. Traditionally, it was a midnight service, but since Rabbi and I, each as fathers, have had children over the years, midnight is much too late for us. So it's a 9.
I'm still up.
What's that?
It's like too late for you.
Well, I'm awake, but it's like I'm big fun, so good decorating. And then I'm starting my class October 9th, L'chaim, a Jewish view of life and living, the philosophy class we've been teaching Paulette for what? We've been doing that for a year, right? Like we've had 22 sessions already. But every session is unique, so you can jump into any set of 4 classes you want. So as we talk about ethics and the way we live our lives. Few announcements, that's it. That's all. You got anything else?
Those are great.
Thank you, thank you. I've practiced those. I have no idea. I'm making it up as I go
But it
along.
leaves us a moment for Tish. You can ask a question about any of those activities, Jewish law, Jewish tradition, the holidays, whatever is on your mind. Paulette is ready to go. Come as you are.
Yes,
Be
casual.
comfortable. You can have your pajamas on. That way you go here right into bed.
Wow, I am not wearing my pajamas. You do come at Tish. It's a hybrid class, and you are in your pajamas. Thank you very much. We do allow. Look, it's Shir Shalom. You can come to. It's a judgment-free zone here. You can wear anything you want. We just like you being here, or online. Both are totally good. And Slichot will be online as well tomorrow night too.
Yes.
As obviously all our holiday services are. Not the family services, though, that are over at West Bloomfield High School simultaneously with the regular services here at 10 in the morning. 10:30, 10 in the morning?
10.
10 in the morning. I don't know. Okay, yeah, this will be my 29th high holidays at Temple Shir Shalom. Not my 29th high holiday, I'm 29 years old. My 29th high holidays. Yes, Richard. We have a bunch of adult trips going out, or different trips. Rabbi in December of 24 is doing a family trip to Israel. I've done a number of adult trips to Israel. I'm doing a Jewish-Italian trip, a Jewish trip to Italy in 2024 in October, the end of October. Why Italy? Because it's beautiful and fascinating. It's a great combination of like real fascinating Jewish tradition and history in the Italian Jewish community, and beauty and food and wine, and we're going to a vermouth tasting and an Amaro distillery and 3 vineyards and meeting with a chef and doing gluten-free pasta, just me. And but also, you know, the ghetto in Venice and the Jewish experience in Florence. So it's this cool combination. And our friend Benny Levine, who's our guide as well, has an office now in Italy, and so we wanted to try this together. So it'll be a really cool thing. And it's also
Adonai, Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
give thanks to the sweetness of this day, the joy in being together as a community, and the joy of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim.
Benediction. Worst day sleeping moms are.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you, and may God protect you.
Yair Adonai panav